Boat lineup we have here. We have Italy in lane 1, Thailand in 2, Australia in 3, and the People's Republic of China in lane 4. You see that they've already gotten underway. It's looking like a good lead for China on the near side so far. Starting to drop back already, Thailand on the left of the picture, and then tough to choose between Italy and Australia for second and third.
I would give a slight advantage to the Italian boat on the far side in lane 1, but the Chinese looking very composed as they move down, and a pretty camera shot here showing the symmetry of these Chinese rowers as they make their way down the course, staying ahead. But of course it was Australia that won the gold in Lucerne, so let's see if they can hold on. They won not only the gold in the lightweight quad, but also 6th in the women's quad, so they row in both classes. And right now it is Australia now with, it appears, Peter, that advantage over Italy, but just by a hair.
Only by a small amount. Georgia Nesbitt, you can see in the stroke seat of the Aussie boat on the left of the picture there, well renowned in the Australian rowing. We're now riding with China. Pandan Dan in the 3 seat, powerful athlete. We've seen her in the single scull. She's now here in the quad, and they're such a powerful crew, this China boat. But they're already having that lead closed down by the fast-moving Aussies. Georgia Nesbitt takes their rating up to 38, and they're moving up on Italy. This one's going to be a tight one as they come up towards halfway mark.
Indeed. Australia settling in nicely to their race pace and has moved up a little bit on China, gained back a few seats. Italy trying to stick with them with only about a third of a deck in front, with Australia only about a third of a deck in front of the boat from Italy. This might be a tight finish. We'll have to see what they do in the second half of the races. They are coming into sight of our car.
They certainly are. Looking across at Italy, though, they're underrating the Aussies by about 2 pips, and they're just so powerful. Giovanna Schettino and Federica Cesarini in the stroke and 3 seats here. They are just holding on and moving up on China and Australia here, despite underrating them by 2 pips. But they're coming into sight of Robert Trahan-Jones and David Wyant. Guys, it's going to be tough to choose between these 3 crews who's taking those 2 places in the A final.
Pete, right now it's Australia who's got it by a whisker, the only one of these crews to take part in the Lucerne final, where they finished in 6th position, but they're just about 1.5 meters ahead of second place China. Those are the 2 seeded crews in this race. But what a great performance by Italy, right up there on the shoulders of the leaders and pushing on hard, David.
They are. These 3 boats probably separated by about 6 or 7 feet total. So that's how close it is. This is a tremendous race, obviously with the progression system of only 2 boats moving to the AB semifinal. One of these boats is going to be very disappointed by the time they get to that bubble finish line. I want to correct you. I think the Australian quad actually rode in 2 different weight classes at Lucerne, and I think they won this lightweight weight class, and they finished 6th in the heavyweight weight class in the quad. So that's pretty tremendous that they doubled up and they made the A final even in the heavyweight quad.
Yeah, well, you just talk about winners over there on the far side. The Italians took the gold medal at the under-23 regatta in Bulgaria a couple of months ago. Just 2 members of that crew survived with their senior colleagues there in the stroke seat. Federica Cesarini, a silver medalist in the under-23 double in Plovdiv. And this is a fantastic lineup because the pressure from the Italians seems to be seeing off this Chinese challenge.
That's right. China just maybe a foot or 2 of connection with these 2 boats up front, and now the Italians have actually moved to dead level with the Australians as we approach 500 meters to go. A length ahead now of China. Does seem to be fading just a little bit, but still within striking distance. Certainly over 500 meters they can make up a length as long as they have something left in the tank to push it up with the Italians and the Australians.
Back down in 4th place, we've got Thailand off the race pace on this occasion, but with a fantastic athlete, Futharaksa Nigri, in the stroke seat, 43 years of age. And we've seen Nigri on the international circuit so very many times. The leading female athlete from that particular nation took part in the Rio Olympics in the heavyweight competition, because, of course, the lightweight single is not an Olympic boat class. But stroking her crew, but we're going to be seeing her again in the rep, no doubt. 250 meters to go for the leaders, and Italy are now beginning to lead Australia, David.
That's right. Italy made a push, and I saw the Australians. Not only did Italy make a push, but China also did in terms of taking up the rating, and the Australians kind of got their back up a little bit. But there is open water now between Australia and China as we give it to Pete and Mark.
Thanks, David. And they are so fast moving, these Italians. We often see such blisteringly fast sprint finishers from the Italian crews. They're only up to 38, but they're motoring away from Australia now, who've gone up to 40. You can see Alice Arch in the 2-seat of the Australian boat, the tallest lady out there, and they are desperately trying to close down the lead on Italy. They've gone up over 40, but the Italians look so good at the front of the field, Mark.
Indeed they do. The bow Asia Marigato was talking to her crewmates a little earlier in the race, I think, urging them on just before they began that big move that pulled them past Australia.
They look so good as they cross the line here. Italy win the second heat for the lightweight women's quads, half a length up on Australia. Those two go through to the A final. A length and a half down from there we have China, who just miss out. They'll be going through to the repechage, along with Thailand coming into the last 50 or so metres here. So a round of applause, please, ladies and gents, for Thailand. It's been a great heat from them, and we'll see them again in the repechage.
You can see the effort on the faces of the Aussies there in the picture on the big screen, talking to themselves. I imagine recapping the race amongst themselves to say we'll do much better when we are in that A final in the lightweight women's quadruple sculls. A nice shot of the Chinese boat here as well, with Chen Fang in the stroke seat.
It was a great race from that Chinese boat there. Pan Dan Dan, we've seen her a number of times before. She's really well established in the